What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I wanted to share with you guys the quickest way that we've found to get faction tokens inside of the January faction rally. Now of course, the last time that the faction rally was around, we had the Weep Lost Sector, which was an incredibly efficient glitch slash farm for faction tokens. Now that has been fixed since the last time, so you're not actually going to be able to farm faction tokens in that way. And the specific reason for this is that they only let you open 2 Lost Sector chests roughly every 15 or 20 minutes. So there is actually a Lost Sector chest lockout, and it will only reward you with faction tokens, like I said, 2 times every 15 or 20 minutes. We're not exactly sure on what the number is there, but that is the way that they fixed this essentially. So for the Weep itself, you can actually do the glitch, open the chest once, run up to the top, come back and open it again, but that'll be the only 2 times you're able to do it until the lockout ends. So I want to break down the most efficient, legitimate way to actually do this now. Of course, at the time of posting this video, there is no known glitch or exploit that you can use to gain more faction tokens, so this is going to be, the most efficient way for the moment. I'm going to start out by breaking down exactly how many faction tokens you will get from different activities. So for strikes, you'll get a range of between 5 to 10 faction tokens per completion. For the Nightfall, you can get 10 to 18 faction tokens on your first completion per character every week. For heroic public events, you will get 5 faction tokens for each completion. If you don't get heroic, you will get less tokens. For Lost Sector chests, you'll get those 3 faction tokens for each member of the fire team, but of course, we have to remember about that lockout. And then for Crucible, you'll get 2 tokens per loss and 5 tokens per win. So those are the actual numbers. Those come from some of the Bungie patch notes from a while ago when they made a bunch of changes to the faction rally. You can really run any activities to get faction tokens, but what we found to be the absolute best way is actually to do public events as well as Lost Sectors. And I feel the best places for this would be Nessus or the European Dead Zone, just because of how large they are and how many different events and Lost Sectors there are. But we go to Nessus, and what we do is basically find a public event that's about to come up. If there's any time left on it, we'll clear a nearby Lost Sector. You can do it once or 2 times if you have enough time, then clear the public event, fast travel to the next public event that you can get, complete that one, check your map, see if there's anything else up, and if you find yourself, waiting for a few minutes, you can go to a Lost Sector. It's also worth bearing in mind that you will also find the enemy supply kind of mini events that happen in the world, and for these you'll get a token per kind of sector that you capture, and then when you kill the boss that spawns when you capture in the last sector, you will get an additional 4 tokens. So really, there isn't a more efficient way, in my opinion, than just bouncing between public events, going into Lost Sectors, finding the enemy supplies, clearing those, and just bearing in mind that Lost Sector timer lockout, and essentially just looking for gaps and deciding what the best activity at that point in time would be. So basically, you have to do this legitimately, but versus, strikes or Crucible, you are going to get way more tokens by farming, this method that I've just shown you. I got 80 tokens here, and it was just under an hour. If you were completing strikes, you might just get 5 tokens, and that might take you 15 or 20 minutes to clear. If you focus purely on Crucible, you might end up with just 2 tokens in 10 minutes or so. So without a shadow of a doubt, the most consistent way is farming public events, enemy caches, and Lost Sectors, like I said. So we're kind of back at square one, and we're having to play this for the moment in the intended way. And it may seem kind of obvious to some people, but I just wanted to break down what the actual, numbers are for the tokens versus different activities, and the most efficient way that you could possibly do this based on those numbers. If anything changes and there is an exploit or anything like that which is found, then of course I will update this video. Just wanted to point out a little something about some of the armor ornaments for the faction rally. So to get the ornament for a faction helmet, you'll need to actually own an entire set of faction armor, including the helmet. You'll have to wear it while completing a Nightfall, and you'll have to be pledged to that faction at the time. So getting the helmet ornament is definitely the biggest grind right there. For FWC, to get to the arms ornament, you'll need to complete public events. For the chest, you'll need to get power weapon kills, and for the legs, grenade kills in strikes. For New Monarchy, you'll need to get patrols in the EDZ to unlock the arms ornament, generate orbs of light to unlock the chest ornament, and get super kills in the European Dead Zone for the legs ornament. For Dead Orbit, for the arms, you'll need to complete Lost Sectors. For the chest, you'll need to get precision kills, and the legs, you'll need melee kills, and then of course the helmet has the same requirement for every faction. So I just wanted to break that down for you guys as well. Also, interestingly, it doesn't look like many of the weapons that were added with Curse of Osiris are actually available inside of the reward packages. So all of the featured weapons, the auto rifles for the week, are Curse of Osiris weapons, but the other stuff in the packages at the minute, it doesn't look like they can actually drop from those engrams. That doesn't mean to say there aren't any new weapons. I know Dead Orbit's one of the sidearms wasn't available last time around, and you can actually get that right now, as well as that the FWC Fusion Rifle, which was featured last time around, that can actually drop. So there are a couple of weapons we can get that we've never had our hands on before, but I think it would definitely be a little bit disappointing that some of the other new weapons aren't currently available. Nonetheless, guys, that is what I wanted to break down in this video. I hope you found it useful. Pretty self-explanatory in terms of the faction rally stuff, but it's definitely useful to break down all of the sources, the numbers for those things, and it makes it clearer, you know, as to what is going to be the most efficient way to actually get them. So if you have found the video useful, a like is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny 2 content. For now though, I hope you guys have an awesome day.